So I have a quote today that I want to share with you, and I want to tie it to language learning. If you're into language learning, I think you're really going to like this. There's a quote that says, "Practice makes perfect." But at some point in time, I heard somebody put a spin on it. I can't remember who it was. I feel like it was some sort of athletic coach. But they said, no, practice doesn't make perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect. Let's say that again. Perfect practice makes perfect. Now, when I heard that, my mind sort of extended it in a lot of different ways, and I realized something. The way that we practice, the manner and the mode by which we are practicing influences, it has an exact relationship to the sorts of results that we get. So now let's connect this to language learning. If your goal is to be able to command your foreign language and to be able to use it to speak and communicate and converse in daily life with people who don't speak your native language, for example, then doing a lot of classes and textbook work, doing a lot of writing, or even just watching a lot of TV shows or YouTube videos, it's not really going to have a direct and powerful and effective relationship to your goal. But I guess one of the problems is not a lot of people have actually examined their goals. They're just sort of jumping into language learning, thinking it's sort of all the same. But what I want to remind you in today's video is that the way that you're studying and practicing, that's the type of skill that you build. If you're doing a lot of reading, if you're doing a lot of textbook reading and writing, well, then that's the skill that you're going to have. And if you do that for 1 year, 2 year, 3 years, you're going to be a great reader and writer. But it might be quite hard for you to go and have a fluid and quick conversation with someone. You're not used to constructing and pronouncing and saying the phrases. You're not used to responding on the spot when people say things that you didn't quite expect. And you have to be able to improvise, you see. Everything in the textbook and so much on the apps, it's all canned, it's all stale. It never changes. And you can take as much time as you want to break it down and craft an answer. That's different than real life. It's so funny nowadays because, I live in China. I've lived here for about 15 years, and I feel like people that I convert, a lot of Chinese young people, they practice English, right? They want to learn English. So that's, we're good partners for each other because I want to learn Mandarin, they want to learn English. But I feel like when I came to China around 15 years ago, people were better at conversation and socialization. Now in China, and I think in a lot of places in the world, people instinctively reach for the phone rather than practicing, improvising, and being able to have those conversations in the moment. Now they're taking out the phone to input what they want to say, waiting for the result, showing it to the person, or speaking into the phone, getting that live translation going and showing that to the person. So they're using the phone tools, which are more powerful than ever before, and they're not even building those skills for themselves. So again, to come back, if you want to be a good speaker and a good communicator, then you have to be doing that by yourself. If you're really disciplined about the tools, like the phone, they could be, it could be a good tool to have, but you have to be very disciplined about it. It can't become a crutch that you're always depending on. Then you're not going to be building that skill that you want. So re-examine your goals, re-examine your methods, understand the relationship between the two. And the same thing would be true in the reverse. If I love socializing with people and I don't really study in the traditional sense, then I'm going to have a problem with that. I'm going to have trouble reading. I'm going to have trouble writing. There's probably going to be a lot of things systematically which I've missed in my practice and in my process. I really am better at speaking, but I can't do that. You see, so people have different strengths and weaknesses. It's good to work on your weaknesses too. But basically know what you're after and build a practice that will get you there. It's totally okay if you love reading and writing, for example. It's totally okay. But I'm just saying, if you want this particular skill, like speaking, and you think doing a lot of reading and writing is going to get you there, it's not. Most language learners, I think, want to become social with it, unless you're really just very academically inclined and you want to succeed in an academic environment. But besides that, I think most people really want to be talking, they want to be communicating with the language. And for that, at some point, you got to realize you got to put the phones away, you got to put the books away. For me, I wasn't particularly successful in school with learning foreign languages. I think I could be now because I've grown a lot in terms of my self-discipline and my grit. But I think what really helped me was being in the right environment and having the opportunity to use the language in a real environment, not like a theoretical environment of school, which is so often divorced from real life, isn't it? Now, if you need more motivation, if you want to have a group to practice speaking with, I also want to let you know before I go that my friends and I regularly run online card game events for language learners. And the reason why I think it's valuable is we do it in a fun and relaxing way, but we actually focus on speaking to each other, being patient, being good listeners, and creating unique answers and responses in the moment as we play the game. So I think it's very fun. I think it's closer to real life. It's sort of a nice blend of educational, cognitive work, but also relaxation and fun. It's a nice blend of those two things. So if you want to come out and join us, you can. Details at languagecardgames.com. Currently, we have groups for Japanese, Mandarin, Turkish, and Spanish, but from time to time we do other languages too. So if your target language is not one of those, feel free to reach out to me at languagecardgames@gmail.com. Thank you so much for watching this video today. I hope your language learning is going well. Remember, perfect practice makes perfect. The practice that matches the kind of result that you want gets you the result that you want. I'll see you back here in the next video. Bye-bye for now.